For those punters who don't know, from Brisbane is powered by a massive coal furnace 500 clicks west. And I suppose that's what we're on about, is Australia's got these coal furnaces all around every city. So what's this? How do we replace those carbon emitters, and with what? I suppose is what we're discussing here today, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Why you look so sad? The tears are in your eyes. Come on and come to me now.
Yeah, you've got some countries where habitat is being destroyed, particularly sort of tropical rainforests. And I sort of had the image of the orangutan, just being completely wiped out. So you've got not only rainforest, but all the animals that go with it completely destroyed. And it's very difficult for a place like Australia to point the finger and tell another country what to do when our own record when it comes to carbon emissions, which is really part of the problem, is not really that great. In fact, we're one of the poorest performers when it comes to emitting carbon. So I suppose that's probably one of the thrusts of why we're producing this video.
Well, we're just trying to put the alternative out there. I know a lot of green sort of orientated people. They think of solar, they think of nuclear, and they just they're horrified. But the reality is, the reactors, they've been upgraded. There's Series 4 nuclear reactors, which are pebble bed. They'll be a lot safer and probably a lot cheaper to produce.
Yeah, I suppose when I was growing up in the 70s, the nuclear energy seemed to grow quite a lot, and then it kind of stalled. There was like the incident at 3 Mile Island, and then it sort of got out of public favour for quite a while, and we all just went to using coal as a source of energy. But 2016, it seems that it's on the verge of coming back as an answer to our need for energy, because Western society is just addicted to energy, isn't it? And
not only Western society, every society, all developing countries, they want, with economic growth comes more use of power.
I suppose when I think of nuclear energy, I think of my wife, Mrs. Dude. And, she was a person out there in the 80s protesting against Americans bringing, nuclear warships into her ports. So to her, nuclear means weaponry and annihilations. But, a Greenpeace warrior would say that, it's got to be all about the sun. It's got to be all about the wind, because these are natural...
Well, yeah. Well, look, solar has been around, at least since the 70s. Wind the same, okay? And are we that? Well, they have come down a lot in price. They are reasonable, but are they powering whole cities yet? No. So one of the potential advantages of some of the nuclear energies coming on board, they could be produced. The Chinese are hoping to produce a sort of a modular system.
So what you're saying there, you can just build a new nuclear reactor alongside these coal furnaces and just plug it into the existing infrastructure. Is that what you're saying?
Obviously you're not going to just plug it in, but you won't have to do a huge amount of new work, cost effectiveness. Essentially, thorium, you could have something like a golf ball size of thorium, and that would be enough fuel for your entire life.
I did not know that. Again, I suppose that's one of the things my wife, Mrs. Dude, would be rolling her eyeballs back, but really nuclear waste management is one of its strengths, isn't it? I mean, you think of a coal furnace which bellows out miles and miles of carbon. A nuclear reactor, it's for it to do a small sized town would be this, it could be contained in the size of a tennis court, isn't it?
I can't say that, I don't know.
But anyway, some punters might come back on me on that. But I suppose that's the whole thrust. We're just trying to promote the discussion, because particularly in this country, we seem to be distracted with about every single other issue other than, what to do about the planet. Football aside, there seems to be a lot of celebrity culture. but all these all this stuff seems to be taking away our focus on what we really should be getting down to, which is the nuts and bolts of energy and trying to save the planet, I suppose.
Absolutely, yeah. I think everyone, we've got to try and keep an open mind and not just be doom and gloom about nuclear. It's certainly potential, and it's very, very little carbon emissions, similar to solar or wind power. Yeah,
I don't know about you, but do you feel at times frustrated about here in Australia about what the politicians have done? We've been 10 years since Al Gore released An Inconvenient Truth, and what really have we done to cut down on carbon emissions?
Well, not a lot. There's been a lot of talk.
Yeah.
They've invested money in solar and wind, but the reality is it's still a very, very minor producer of electricity in Australia. Yeah, we can reduce our electrical needs by improving the way our buildings are made, different techniques.
You mean like the Earthship here? Thermal mass?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure everybody wants to live in an Earthship type of thing.
It's
not for everybody.
I find that hard to believe. It's beautiful. I sleep in here and it is beaut. It's cool in summer and warm in winter. So
I'm sure it'll be very quiet too, actually.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Howard, for your input today. As I say, we're just here to promote the discussion. And
look, we're not scientists, so please, go easy on us. So just putting the ideas out there. We've read things on the internet, but we're not scientists. We're just and
we just want to promote, comment.
Yeah.
If there's a hard line, I personally believes an alternative energy is not nuclear. We'd love to hear from you as well. Maybe even do an interview right here, and we can talk about it. But certainly, I think solution to the current. Well, it's really I think it's at a crisis point, and we should be talking about it more.
Absolutely. Let's put our heads together and try and reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. And the more talk, the better.
Okay. Thanks, Howard.
I'm a member of a species that's the